Hey everyone, this is Jay with a DoubleGDP update on partnerships for the sprint that's ending here on March 4th, 2020. Um, Great to talk to you all and talk a little bit about how we are growing our connections and our impact for this software for new cities platform that we're working on. I think as we've talked about in previous weeks, the most important thing that our partnerships effort is really focused on is building connections to new cities and the property developers or community builders of of new cities that might want to build with us, right? To build their new cities with our software as a part of the way that they enable their growth. And so we're really targeted on a handful of key future relationships that might eventually become the customers of DoubleGDP. And one of the ways that we're doing that is we're using the opportunities to kind of engage with those partners on their biggest needs as a way to kind of like think a little bit about our future technology roadmap and some of our thoughts around the digital tools that community builders and city founders need. What's been really interesting is that the most recent rounds of conversations we've had have really focused on the earliest stage of building a new community. What we discovered in conversations with those community builders and city founders is that the tools of modern marketing, the ways that you kind of like build engagement and shift from an engaged set of like interested future residents to the set of people who are actually kind of like living and moving into your community and building their homes. Those tools of modern marketing are really core to how some of these visionary community builders are thinking about how they will actually get traction with their new cities. And it's given us a good opportunity to think about how those tools fit into our roadmap. And are they, which ones of them are kind of like most near term. We often take those conversations and then kind of like bring them back to our design and development team to talk a little bit about how it already fits into what we're working on and what we might go and do next. And so, two concrete things that have come out in the last sprint that more than anything else kind of like show our how our thinking is evolving on this. And those two things include a recent blog post on the role of modern marketing in community building, as well as some early kind of like visual thinking and sketching that we've been doing on one subset of those marketing tools that we're hopeful that will really resonate with our customer base. So I thought I'd just kind of show those show those two here so you can think how so that you can see how our thinking and our momentum is evolving, right? So here's a couple examples. First, I'm going to share my screen for the blog post that we've most recently put up onto our website. And this one is really about modern marketing's role in scaling the vision of a new community. And in it, what we do is we talk about the key needs that city founders have in terms of what they're trying to achieve, right? They're really trying to reach large numbers of new people, both directly and indirectly, right? They need to help people buy into them and their vision before they actually even buy into and/or build in the community. They got to find ways to stay in touch with folks, build community and nurture connections. They have to find ways to convert those connections into commitments for actually like moving into a home or moving their business into an office building. And then they have to find new ways to kind of like measure the growth and effectiveness of the way that they are communicating their vision. And then what we do is we sort of talk a little bit about all the ways in which today's modern marketing stack, or the MarTech stack, is a really important set of tools for the builders of new communities to achieve the progress that they're shooting for. And this is things from audience capture applications like LaunchRock and Kickstarter, to content management systems like WordPress and YouTube, marketing automation, social networks, events marketing, contact management systems like Odoo or HubSpot and Salesforce, and then the various different analytics that kind of like help to bring all that stuff together. So we write little blog posts like this more than anything else to help us refine our thinking when we're having conversations with future partners, the people who will be the future customers of our platform. One of the other ways that we've been doing that exact same thing has actually been like bringing the ideas that we are thinking about to life through work with our design team. And so in the last week, one of the things that we did was we worked with our designer to basically look at what one subset of those modern marketing tools might look like if it was built on top of DoubleGDP's platform, and it was being used by these property developers and visionary community builders to help them make a difference in the growth of their new cities, right? And so you get things like the role of basically an audience capture tool in a way to actually tell the story of the launch of a new community, and invite future potential residents to stay in touch, right? Like giving their phone number so that the community managers and sales teams of those property development companies can actually get in touch and talk to you and share some of the stories of how the community is coming online, and kind of stay in touch over time. Talk a little bit about the ways in which you use content management systems that link together all of the storytelling of a new community that's happening on various different social networks like Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. The ways in which the content management systems bring those stories together to actually show progress happening, right? Because we know that these communities are built kind of like one block at a time. And the people who are moving in into these new communities expect it to happen that way. So how can we kind of stay in touch and show that the progress is accelerating, right? Tools that look sort of like that. And then maybe the most important thing is the ways in which the MarTech tools, the modern marketing tools of today, can help a future community builder to actually stay in touch with the individual future residents or individual future businesses of that community. The way we look at it is that they're a kind of tuned set of tools that link together a lot of the capabilities of a content management system, right? A much more simpler version of something like a Salesforce, and connect that to interest that people have shown, for instance, in the plots that they want to have, that they might be interested in moving into, or the office buildings that they're curious about that might be really good fits for them. It's really this intersection between the built environment, the future of the community, and the relationship development that is often done through community managers and sales teams and whatnot, that actually help those future city founders to stay in touch and move from interest to commitment to actually building and moving into these new cities. So that's just a little bit of an example of how we work with our design team, sort of after we've kind of met new potential customers, to think about how we may be able to help, and how their vision for a new city might fit into the types of things that we're really excited about building on with the DoubleGDP platform. So that's about it for this sprint from a partnerships perspective. We're really excited about the upcoming conference in Johannesburg for the Charter Cities Institute. It's the Charter Cities Conference. It's on March 17th and 18th in Johannesburg. If you are a new city founder or a technologist interested in enabling those communities to build out and grow, we'd love to meet you there and tell you a little bit of the story of what we are doing, why we're doing it, and why we think it's really important for growth. See you in a couple weeks.